In fact, if you're a student of philosophy, you must be interested in ethics. Otherwise, your philosophical training will not be complete. And this is where philosophy interacts directly with the society, the environment, as well as the community that we've been discussing. It's the study of the concept of morality within the understanding of right and wrong, good and bad, and the process of making such judgments. Ethics could be a system or a code of conduct, rules, principles, or values. For those of us in philosophy, ethics is a subfield in philosophy that engage in the study about human actions and inaction with focus on morality. This focus is often determined by humanity, especially in tandem with ethical principles derived from laws, tradition, religious belief, culture, and regulation. This will suggest and posits that ethics is about decision-making based on the instrument of law derivable from sources mentioned above. Ethics is relative and subjective. In other words, we cannot be talking of a global ethics. Rather, we should be talking of ethics in relation to our community, in relation to our religion, in relation to our environment, our schools, our association like ALAUSA. What are the rules of engagement? What are the rules and regulations that governs our environment? So the decision, that particular decision, whether you want to abide by those laws or regulations, is what is known as ethics. Traditionally, ethics refers to philosophical study of morality. This refers to systematic beliefs, systematic set of beliefs, often adopted by a group of people, professional bodies, community groups, and associations. From such definition of ethics so far, we can assume it is all about how human beings live and interact based on law. However, in recent scholarship, and I'm talking as early as 1971, Williams Barclay defined ethics as a science of human behavior. You can see we have moved away from social concept of ethics, and now we are moving into science. Ethics of human behavior, a series of rules and regulations that guides by which human beings act. It tells us what to do. It clarifies and classifies words and action into things which are good and things which are bad. Each child posits that ethics attempt to determine what people do and why they do it. It is also about what they should do and the value of their actions. W.T. Bones, 2025, defined ethics as norms or code of conduct adopted by a group of people. It's an activity of appraising and perhaps revising that code. You see, as we are gathered here, there should be a civil code that then when somebody has the flaw, the civil rule is that let the person talk. But then like Mommy actually said there, she was proposing a code that said that you raise up your hand like this, and somebody is saying there's noise, another person raises up there, and everybody will know we have to keep quiet for it to continue. And that is how we revise ethical principles. If we bring these three definitions together, we observe that ethics is supposed to be rules and regulation, moral guide, that classify human actions. That is, our job is also to pass judgment. Is this lecture good or bad? After this section, you have priority or prerogative of saying that this particular panel is good or this particular panel is bad, or isolate the lead presenter and say that the lead presenter has done a bad job. And that way, you are also doing ethics because you are passing judgment on a particular action as good or otherwise. It clarifies human action That is, we also have the duty of explaining, why are you doing this? Why didn't you do it otherwise? And we have to provide answer to that as well. It deals with the do's and don'ts of societal morality. Consequently, when we discuss ethics anywhere, it refers to moral duties, obligations, responsibilities of individuals, society, as well as groups. Unfortunately, I don't know why the slide is not here. I sent the slide to the secretary. This is not the slide. I sent the slide. This is the paper. If you check your email, even as at yesterday, I sent another one as a reminder. Now, if you see the diagram there, I have provided a triangle, which on one side, I said, you see derivatives, and on the other side, you see the implications. And then down there, you talk about moral conduct, which is about the fact that on the derivatives, you derive ethics from the law, regulation, traditions, and beliefs. The implication is for the family, society, community, nations, as well as groups. And then who bear it? Human beings, you and I. Humanity bear it because we have to respect the law. And as we respect the law, we bring the law into our communities, into our society, into our schools, into our religious groups, and let it determine the way and the ways and manners we have to do things. In my opinion, now it's me, the first value of ethics is to make women exist in an interpersonal relationship and interaction possible in the society. This is based on the principle that if we all abide by the moral code of the society, the growth and development as well as peace that will enable such community, such growth is guaranteed. This is based on the principle that human beings are prone to choose good at the expense of evil when they want to act. 2, ethics boost and determine human relationship through mutual respect and truth. 3, ethics enhance people's groups and cultural identity. This will suggest that we determine the cultural identity of people through their ethical behaviors or as part of group of community. If you see a Yoruba man who wants to greet his father, he's supposed to prostrate fully, not genuflecting. You don't greet my father by saying, "Good morning, sir," or "Good afternoon, sir." Then something is going to come in a way of slap or abara. And then you don't greet my mommy, especially my grandmother, by also genuflecting. No, it has to be full. Even if it's on the main road, you must find a space to do it fully. Otherwise, so, it can also be argued that ethics aim at happiness, virtue, tolerance, good neighborliness, social cohesion, and peace. It should be noted, however, that ethics and its values are very critical or crucial to the ways and manners we appreciate our laws, regulations, traditions, and culture. It is not limited to citizens. It is about leadership and the followership in all situations that govern the society. Now, that is ethics. I want to now discuss religious beliefs. Nigerians, like all Africans, are in all ramifications religious. Bolaji Idowu, Patrick Adedokwamu, John Mbiti, and my humble self have all agreed that Africans are in all engagement very religious. Even in a civil environment like this, when we are going to have a summit, we are asked to pray first. And you start asking, how much of this prayer really affects our life? How much of this prayer do we really express in our daily engagements? This will imply that in whatever we do, marriage, birth, fatherhood, motherhood, death, and even after life, religion is the matrix upon which all these stages of life are based. Therefore, human flourishing is dictated by our religious ethics, tenets, and traditions. In Nigeria, there are 3 dominating religions: traditional religion, Islam, and Christianity. These religions have dominated Nigerian religious space to the extent that when people act, it is based on their religious belief. In understanding Nigeria, that is, to understand Nigeria is to understand the religion of Nigerians. In this section of the presentation, we are supposed to consider the the three religions based on their belief system as well as their ethical values. The submission of Father Kenny, a popular scholar of religious study of University of Ibadan in the 90s and early 2000, will be our guide. He posits that religion is anything that relates human beings to the ultimate values, and such things embodies creed, code, cult, and communion. The three form the belief system for traditional religion. For example, you talk of the belief system, the creed in ATR, you talk of believing God, Olodumare, Chineke, Ubangiji, Mawu, just call it many names in traditional value. Divinities, Orisha, ancestors, Awala Sheku, or Baba Baba, or whatever you want to call it, the spirits, Anwanjono, and the magic as well as medicine. These are major beliefs derived from the major belief system of the people. There are minor beliefs derived from the major beliefs. These include morality, hard work, good neighborliness, and religiosity. In Islam, the belief include belief in Allah, the Quran, the Hadith, the prophets, the resurrection, the judgment day, and predestination. Christianity expresses belief in God, Holy Trinity, baptism, resurrection, and judgment day. Islam and Christianity also derive their beliefs from the core beliefs mentioned above. These include morality, love, good neighborliness, hard work, among other things. The code of religions referred to the laws, regulations, traditions that regulate human conduct in their interaction with the Creator and human beings. The code of conduct are expressly stated in the scriptures, tradition, history, and laws. In traditional religion, it involves proverbs, myth, pity sayings, greetings, taboos. How do you know what you are not supposed to do? In my religion, in African traditional religion, for example, what are you supposed to do? What are you not supposed to do? You find them in our proverbs. You find our thinking, our orientation in what we do, in those myths, in our greetings. This popular thing you can glean it when you look at it from, it's as the simple one, Ekaro, Ajirebi, Shalafiani, Adubelo Long. Odaro, Asundada, Ajio, Olong Ajiwari. Aroko Bodunde o, Beni, Adura Wagba o, Olong Adro Tiwa o, Alori Abore o. You see, in everything, this is where we derive them, from those pity sayings. Malu ti oniru, Oluwa ni ba ile ese. Why? Are you surprised that it's in the Bible? God will meet you at the point of your needs. That is the meaning of Malu ti oniru, Oluwa lo ba ile ese. And the Ten Commandments, the ecclesiastical authority, the church constitutions are some of the sources of moral codes. In Islam, we have Sharia, which covers the whole extent of human existence, such as family, personal, economic, political, and governance matter. All code in Islam are derived from the Quran, Hadith, Ijma, opinion of various schools of thought, and legal reasoning, it's jihad. The court, that is the creed, the court refer to religious groups such as in traditional Yoruba parlance, I have used Yoruba, Awokpa, Oshugbo, Ogboni. In Islam, you find Nasfat, Korib, Nadwat, around Islam, and Al-Saruddin, etc. In Christianity, it is about various organizations founded purposely for the worship of God and identifying with the truth, the creed, code, and mission of their religion. It includes the Catholic, Anglicans, Methodists, Baptists, Pentecostals, and African Initiated Churches, AIC, the Aladuras, the Celestial Church of Christ, and the rest of them. The implication of the court's of religion suggests that religion can only be meaningful within social conception and implementation. This is not to deny the fact that humanity has over time related with their creator. Communion, in Kenny's conception of religion, is used to denote all acts and activities that involves interaction and communication between the Supreme Being and humanity on one hand and among human beings. This includes prayers, Iwure in Yoruba, Esin in traditional religion, sacraments in Christianity, and Salat, Tawjud, fasting, Sadaqah in Islam. All these activities are sacred, and they are part of the codes as enshrined in the scriptures and tradition of the three religions dominant in Nigeria. The implication of the belief system are they all have major and minor beliefs. The minor beliefs are derived from the major beliefs. The belief system creates major identity for religious adherents through their methods, morality, and value system. However, we must not run away from the reality that religion is a complex phenomenon. It has developed from diverse background and culture. For me, religion is a social construct which has given a platform for humanity to seek solutions to problems confronting its existence. Therefore, religion has developed tenets, traditions, epistemologies that have generated ethics, moral codes, social responsibilities, economic system, political ideologies, cultures in many forms. It is therefore pertinent to raise the question, how have the created codes called communion in religion affected citizenship and social responsibilities in Nigeria? And this is where I will now bring it within the habit of the theme of these particular conferences: citizenship, social responsibility, and sustainable excellence. If you look at it, or if you ever look at it, Section 24 of the Nigerian Constitution, as amended, highlights the duties as well as responsibility of Nigerians to the nation. It includes respect for the Constitution of the country, national institutions and symbols, like our national anthem, like our flag, national flag, like your international passport. You cannot tear the flag. You cannot get angry, and in a public space, the national anthem is being rendered, and you decide to walk. You could be arrested. That is saying it loud and clear. The institution includes governments, et al., at all levels, all legitimate authorities like the court, legislative authorities, symbols such as national flag, anthems, currencies. It also states that citizens should uphold the dignity of others by respecting their rights and legitimate interests in order to promote unity, harmonious coexistence among others. Additionally, citizens are expected to contribute to the growth and development of the country by making useful and meaningful contributions to foster development. Citizens should be readily available to provide national service when required for him or her. We need to change our mindset. And what I'm trying to say here is that how many of us even read the Constitution? How many of us even know what we are supposed to give to our nation? We only talk about, it is my right, it is my right. But then even this right that you are talking about, did you read the Constitution to know them? Or they are just what you hear on your movies or what you have listened to? So right to what you are listening to from right activists talking about it. So, excuse me, I'm only saying that we need to go back there and understand our rights as well as our own social responsibilities to the nation. And we now come to the critical question they asked me to respond to, the role of religion. As earlier mentioned in this presentation, that Nigerians are in all things religious. Religious has critical role to play in enhancing ethical values in our country. This can be done through religious theological teachings, in religious spaces, both physical and digital. It should be emphasized at this point that religion also comes with its own ethical concept, which determine if the patrons of religions are ethical and are appropriating ethical values inherent in their religion. And I'm called to question. And I'm happy that one of my discussants is a religious leader and is also a religious activist who has led very well in his own chosen area. Religious leaders should lead by example. They should respect the right of others to religious beliefs and affiliation, thereby de-emphasizing religious peculiarities. Experience have shown in Nigeria, especially in Southwest, that people in the same family are patron of other religious groups and traditions, and the family still interact positively on issue without rancor. What I'm saying is that, take my example, my family for example, Laguda. In Laguda we have Muslims, we have Christians of all denominations. We have traditionalists. We have those of us with dual religious identities, where we practice Christianity and also do traditional religion, where we do Islam and also do traditional religion. And some of us even have tripartite heritage, Islam, Christianity, and African traditional religion. And we live together without rancor, without any fear or fight. We live, we interact, we meet, and every year we do the Laguda Family Day in December. And that is something that is very good in the Southwest. So religious leaders are admonished to recognize and appreciate the fact that Nigeria is a multi-religious space where all religions should be free to engage in the practice of their religions. People with multiple, dual or multiple religious identities should not be condemned. This is the order of the day. If I tell you I'm a traditionalist now, you now start seeing me that Alawoni. Oh, God, Obashere, don't talk to him. He's a traditionalist. Like the chair always said already, that it seems my paper is tilted towards traditional religion. And some of you must be making up your mind already. But then, the first value for me is humanity. It's my humanity. It's my person. Do you like my person? Like I used to tell my students, if you think what I'm saying is not good, pray that you don't be like me. I'm a proud person of what I have done in terms of religious affiliation and also in terms of my academics. They should allow freedom of expression, the freedom to express people to express their religious belief in a religious supermarket. And this is where I differ. I don't define religion like many of us in academics, as well as those of us in this room, define religion as meeting God or as going to heaven or going to afterlife. Yes, I believe there is God. I don't know how you appreciate God, but I think I know God. But then I see religion as a supermarket. I see it as a social construct where we have challenges in the world: hunger, pestilence, diseases, illiteracy. We have those social problems that we cannot resolve. And what do? We start seeking religious epistemologies to solve each problem. That is why some of us are MFM on Sunday, Redeem on Tuesday for Bible studies. On Wednesday, we do Celestial Church of Christ. And then on Sundays, on Friday, we go to night vigil at CAC. So these are the things. And some of us even go to Babalawo. You see, my slide is coming when I just finished. I'm about to run down. Thank God I'm not living here before they say that. He didn't send it. Because this is more interesting than this one I'm doing. You can move up, close to conclusion. I will take it there back. Now, so I see religion from that perspective. Religious followers should be educated on the tenet, doctrines, theology of their religion, which focuses on peace, peaceful and harmonious coexistence, and de-emphasize divisive theology. In my experience, and I'm talking personally now, the three dominant religions in Nigeria have peaceful theology, ideologies, and as such should not preach violence or do anything that will lead to destruction of Nigeria. After all, the ethical values of the three religions posit that human beings should choose to do good at all times at the expense of evil. Whether we like it or not, Quran, the Islam is about peace. Islam, in traditional religion, using Yoruba example, is about àlàáfíà. Àlàáfíà forílẹ̀ yo, àlàáfíà fentombo. It's about peace at all costs, looking for it in any way. Christianity is also about peace. If only you can allow those people to practice their religion. And I challenge all of us in this hall, please, after today, try to read the tenets, the doctrines of other religions. You will see that you are practicing the same religion in many ways. After all, Yoruba will say, Onokun Woja, Onlo Difafu Carpenter don't take all. In conclusion, can you go to conclusion? Let's go and do conclusion. Okay. This presentation has established that ethical values are fundamental products of religious belief system, law, regulations, traditions, culture, serving to promote morality within the society. It is a significant gap. There is a significant gap in Nigerian awareness and adherence to their constitution. I said it earlier, there's a gap. The constitution is there. And let me say this, you can Google it. One of the best constitutions in the world, one of the best is Nigerian constitution. Go and check. But then we don't bother to read. We don't. I don't know how many people can raise up their hand and say they've read Nigerian constitution back to back. A new orientation is crucial for citizens to demand to understand Nigerians' pluralistic nature and their duties to the nation, neighbors, and their families. Next. The path. Remove the picture, please. The path forward, for me, demand a concerted effort from all stakeholders to foster a society where ethical values, rooted in diverse tradition, religious tradition, guide responsible citizenship, peace, harmonious coexistence, and development in Lagos State. Religious bodies must actively integrate Section 24 of the Nigerian Constitution as amended into their theology, their sermons, their teachings, so that their members can understand what we mean when we talk about citizen responsibility. State governments and agencies like NOA need to design and implement aggressive and context and state-specific mass orientation campaigns to promote civic responsibility based on ethical values. I don't know if you have understood what I've said, but let me summarize. In our job, and I'm sure my colleagues, professor, will attest to this, when you write a PhD for 8 years, the external examiner, whether wickedly or otherwise, will tell you to speak to it in 10 minutes. And people outside who don't understand our job will say that, what is this, 8 years and you are going to address it in 10 minutes? What I have just said in this whole thing is very simple. That ethics, one of the sources of ethics is religion. There are others. And because we are religious people in Nigeria, in Lagos specifically, we can be sure that our life should be defined, determined, dictated by religious beliefs. Unfortunately, the contrary is the case. When we talk about leadership, when we talk about citizen responsibilities, we know next to nothing about it. We forget the fact that leadership starts from your home. It is you that's supposed to show, demonstrate the foundational leadership that the children will take from home to school, where their leadership skill, as taught at home at the rudiment level, is brushed. You know when you get gold, raw, it's so dirty. The same thing for diamond. You need to really polish to be able to get the glitters. When they go to school, if the leadership skills are not embedded in them at the minimal level, you can imagine you have a new baby, and that baby is already beating the older one is beating the newborn baby, and you didn't say anything. Just fisile. What do you mean by fisile? Aburu Ene is your younger sister or brother. You have a responsibility to take care of him or her. When she is crying, dance for her. When she needs food, go and give her food, give water. That is your responsibility. You are not only Egbon, don't be Egbon Agbaya, be a good Egbon to her. That is where the instructions start from. But we don't do it, we only slap them. Shut up! Shut up! For Mamisile. And lastly, it is just about the fact that we live in a multi-religious environment, and we need to respect the ethical values of every other religion apart from the one that we are trained in. I want you to always remember, Olodumare is faithful. Thank you very much.
Prof, thank you very, very much. I must disabuse your mind. I don't have anything against traditional religion. Let me make a confession. I was one of those students who get crashed into Professor Bolaji Dowu's class when I was in University Ibadan in 1965, just to see him throw the opele and to do the Ifa thing in the class. And we were all surprised, but we enjoyed it. So I'm not against African traditional religion. Thank you very much for your paper. Well, he has summarized his paper for us, in actual fact, with the last few sentences he made. But he has taken us through the meaning of ethics. He has taken us through the meaning of why we have to be ethical and the different traditional religions that we believe in the Southwest. And he has also told us that there is no home in the Southwest that doesn't practice the three religions. My aunt, my mother's sister, was a Muslim. My sister was a Muslim. My own mother was a Christian. So we celebrated Ileya. We had, I ate, how would I say tunu awe in English? I broke the fast without fasting. I broke the fast without fasting. And so in the Southwest, I don't think we can talk of us being so emotional about our religion, because I don't think there's anybody in the Southwest who doesn't have the different religions in their families. Thank you very much. Now we will take on the discussants. I understand you already have the paper. Now I want you to now trash the paper, destroy his position. Professor Showande, please sit down, relax. Aha, take your time, relax.
This is the one I use. Do I go to the lecture?
No, just sit down here.
You want me to sit down? Thank you so much, Professor Laguda. I don't know whether the mic is projecting properly. Can you hear me? Yes. This is perhaps the most important or the most significant of the presentations. When you talk of any national entity, it must represent the core values of the society. Ultimately, will give that society a character. What Professor Laguda has done for us is to remind us of what we have as ethics, which is a subsection of philosophy, but it's existential in the sense that it is how you behave that we evaluate your ethics. The way everyone behaves represents the ethics. Today, we seem to be asking the same question. What has gone wrong? Where are the values? The values seems to be lost or hidden. I would like to go as far back as we can in history. There was a time when we did not have foreign religion. So let us imagine that time. That time when everything was, in terms of the foreigners, you could say everything at that time was a clean slate, a tabula rasa. The slate was clean. So we ask ourselves a question. Was there any sense of community at that time? Did people live together at that time? Did they have any form of educational system at that time? So if they did, was it pleasant to them at that time? And then two empires came differently. One empire came from Western Europe, and the empire brought the Bible, the gun, and the complete works of Shakespeare. So that would determine the civilization of the empire that came from Europe. And then another empire came across the desert, came from Arabia, and it came with a sword and the Holy Quran. And in the Yoruba culture, we would like to say Yoruba culture, but I like to say Yoruba civilization. In the Yoruba civilization, there was hospitality. There was great hospitality. And says, you can come in, you can come in. Those two civilizations had a lot of wisdom within their rule books. There was a transactional wisdom, how to interact with the indigenes and gain from what they have. And Arabia also did the same thing. We don't need to go into merits or demerits. I'm just trying to see how we lost the values and the ethics. Along the line, nature of our belief system started to change and evolve. And at one point too, there was the error that a religion should compete with the other religion. There should be no competition between one religion and the other. It is a set of ethical values in every religion that makes it attractable for one religion to identify within its own set of values, similar values in the other religion. But that didn't happen. And then what we call constitution, politics, and all that came in. In the process too, as we have discussed it today, you have the domestic units. I would like to remind us of what has happened in Christianity, for instance. Nothing bad. You have those who from age 0 to age, and I like to select the example of Ajayi Crowther. I have to do this because you discuss a very profound topic. We have to be profound in the analysis. Before Ajayi Crowther was enslaved or set free by the other empire, he had had a nurturing of Yoruba education, which included Ifa. So he became a Christian. He accepted, met the value system in his consciousness, a value system that was as valid as the foreign religion that he imbibed. What I'm trying to prove here is that something has gone wrong in the interaction of civilization and foreign belief systems. The first thing is to think that one belief system is competing with the other. And where you have competition, you think one is superior and one is inferior. Then there is what we call the identity crisis that follows. In the schools and in the various constitutions that we have in modern times, we are trying desperately to locate the value systems, but we cannot locate them because there's an identity crisis. This is where the problem lies. A person will tell you that it's perfectly ethical, that he has done everything that he should do. If he's a rich man, he will say, I have given scholarships to members of my community. I love my neighbor, I do everything. But the next moment you see him, he will be asking you, do you know who I am? So there is no sense of equality. You don't see yourself as being equal to the other person. You see your belief system as a competitive factor in relationship with another belief system. So openly in an office, you discuss as if you are equal. But confidentially, you say, come, she be Christian, you will. Why are you talking like that? Are you not a Christian? Leave him alone. That's his own. And this is where the problem lies. Now, when you look at it, all the this is not my own idea. What I want to give you. Centers, prison cells, and all that. Ask everyone who is inside, what's your religion? One person will say Christian, the other one will say Muslim, the other one will say Christian, and so on. And then he said, would you find somebody that will say, I am Oshun, I am Onishango? So there must be something wrong here. You will not find belongs to Oshun or Shango in the prison. I don't have the data, but that's just an observation. But you say, why is it that you don't find those other people there? Young man, we have to be existential here. A young man looking for a wife, this is a true. Approaching 40. And then another young man said, I want to a young lady, but not a Nigerian. And then further along the line, not a Nigerian, you will be thinking, this is the symbol of my Orisha. I'm ready to submit to you as a woman, and you'll be my husband. And this young man that I knew said, he started trembling. He was afraid. He said, no. Then why did you say no? He then told me, he said, if it's the daughter of a pastor, I will lie. If it's the daughter of a Muslim cleric, I will lie. But if it's a child of Orisha, I will not lie. Now, this will give you examples of the identity crisis. We're in a serious state of identity crisis in our so-called civilization.
Thank you very much.
What I like about Professor Laguda's presentation is that we do need to rediscover those values. We need to rediscover the values. The religious spaces have become territorial spaces. As it has been pointed out, on the Lagos-Ibadan Express, you have various territories. And grandson G.O. is more in control of families. I don't know whether you got the joke. Mommy G.O. controls what the family does through prescriptions and recommendations. What is my own conclusion here? Because in his paper he said, where do we go from here? We must rediscover ourselves. There's profound identity crisis. It has become very easy across Africa to separate your behavior from your values. It has become too easy. When you say, Iroma Lulokpa, the embassy, she be Pentecostal Christian, you have lied at the embassy, aren't you a Christian? You will say, no, forget about that. You have to lie.
Time up.
So identity crisis prevails. I support your submission. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you very much, Professor Showande. Well, Professor Showande started on the premise of we had values when before colonization, before all the wars, before all the intrusions of religion. So what went wrong? There is competition amongst religions. Some see themselves as more superior to others. There is identity crisis. And he now suggests that we should rediscover ourselves, our values outside of religion. And in so doing, we had values before the introduction of these religions. We should probably go back to those values. Have our religion and please go back to the basic values that we had, the native values that we have. Thank you very much. We now have, sorry, sir. I want to properly pronounce it. Okay. We are now going to listen to Dr. Abdul Latif Abdul Karim.
Well, let me just call you all my fathers and mothers. The chairman, the lead speaker, the first discussant, and to all of you, the SSG and all our leaders here present, because you are all my leaders. I want to start, and this is not part of my 10 minutes. I want to start by appreciating you. I'm with my mother, you know, I'm very close to her, so I want to start by appreciating this great association for inviting me to share my thoughts on this great paper presented by my brother. Secondly, I want to congratulate all of you. For what? You have contributed immensely to the development of this state. As a retired permanent secretary or head of service, you see your signatures here and there, roads constructed, infrastructures in place. It is either you are doing the welcome address or the closing remarks. At most of these occasions, you have invited so many people into greatness. You have led men and women. You have facilitated the employment of so many. You have brought grace into the life of so many people. The history of the state will never be complete without you all. May you continue to prosper. Now, I sympathize with you and myself. The essence of that congratulation, which is the second leg, is that you have a unique opportunity to repent. And whatever I say to you, I say to myself. You have always been saying, I am directed. And at that time, you had speeches in your mind you could not make. You had observations you could not express. But when you successfully leave the service, you are out of bondage. You have an opportunity to speak. You fear no one except the God that created you. And I believe that this opportunity and the panel that my mother is chairing is an opportunity for us to arrive at conclusions where we truly express ourselves and we send the right messages to policy makers to make a difference in our lives. You were welcome with two deceptions. The first deception was when you were called permanent secretaries, only for you to discover that you were not permanent. And the second deception, which is still ongoing, is when they told you you are retired. I want to tell you that you are not retired. You are not retired from making new changes. You are not retired from implementing greatness in the lives of others. You are not retired from bringing up your children and your great-grandchildren. You are not retired from speaking to those who are in the service now of what you had seen and what they can correct. You are not retired from bringing about positive changes. The day you retire is the day you die. Now, the chairman gave us a license to destroy the paper. Professor, I must commend your efforts, and I thank you. And I also thank my father who gave the first discussion. You see, in discussing this paper, I will tell you that the professor has spoken and he has expressed his personal opinions, but he has not represented Islam at all. I believe the reason you have brought me here is to hear the Islamic perspective. Yes or no? And when you bring a Christian, he or she is expected to give you a Christian perspective. And when you bring a traditional religious practitioner, no, this is fairness. I don't mind if you want to stop me, but this is fairness. Do you know the meaning of fairness? We have chosen a topic that is germane. Okay, among us are traditional religious practitioners. We must respect them by bringing a professor to talk about it, so that we see that as that perspective, and you can see that he has done justice. And the first discussant said, we have ethics in our traditional religion, or even before. Yes or no? Solomon. A Christian will come out here and discuss ethics from the Christian perspective. You know, my task here is to explain to you the Islamic perspective on ethics. Do you want to hear that? The lead speaker spoke brilliantly. In his conclusion, he said, all of us must learn to tolerate one another. The greatest injustice you can do is to take people for granted and disrespect their chosen way of life. If we all truly respect people's chosen way of life, the country will be so great. But for some people to think they are smart, and then they deny people the opportunity to express themselves, that is where the crisis lies. In the preamble to the Constitution of Nigeria, for you to know that this great country appreciates godliness, the preamble says, we, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, have been solemnly resolved to live in unity and harmony under one indivisible and indissoluble sovereign nation under God. We mention God. All of us came together from different religious backgrounds, but we all agree on the Nigerian project. And we submitted to our constitution. You know what we said in the constitution? This constitution is supreme, and its provisions shall have a binding force on all authorities and persons throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We went on further, that the Federal Republic of Nigeria, nor any part of it, shall not be governed except in line with this constitution. Check the framers of the constitution. They were so careful about religion. If you go to section 38, it tells you every Nigerian shall have the freedom to practice his religion, either privately or publicly, either as an individual or in community with others, to practice, to observe and propagate his religion. And section 42 says, no one shall, on account of practicing his religion, be discriminated against. But you know what? As policy makers, if you have beautiful policies leading to beautiful legislation, our beautiful laws have failed to translate the society into a beautiful society, because the drafters of the law were beautiful while drafting, but when it came to implementation, they became ugly. An ugly implementer can never achieve the noble objectives of the policymakers and the drafters of the legislation. Let me give you just one instance. Our statute books are replete with a lot of laws. All these ethical values have been translated into laws, yes or no? My fathers and mothers have abandoned me. Okay, let me give you an example. Do we have laws against stealing in Lagos State? Do we have laws against corruption in Lagos State? Do we have laws against homicide in Lagos State? We have laws. Have these laws achieved the prevention, not even commission yet, of these various crimes? No. Why? Because the ethical values available in the legislation, they are not available in the people of the society. Who are the people making it very difficult for the laws to work? If we are coming out from here with resolutions, we need to identify those who have frustrated the beautiful laws from leading to a beautiful society. Before a criminal commits a crime, the criminal will investigate. They do a lot of work. I did a lot in criminology. The criminal will find out, the prospective criminal will find out those who committed this offense last, what happened to them. If the prospective criminal realizes that nothing happened to them, as a matter of fact, these are the same people who were just giving chieftaincy title yesterday, he will find out further what did they do to attain greatness in spite of bringing the society down. There you discover 7 categories of human beings who, if they are here with us, should have a rethink about their life. Number 1 is the one who commits the crime. If you are a Christian, while sitting here, I can give you verses from the Bible that condemns what you do. So as far as I'm concerned, if you claim to follow the Bible and you do something different from the Bible, you are not a true Christian. Am I correct? If you are a Muslim, and I can give you verses of the Quran that tells you, do not commit that crime. Quran 5 verse 38 will tell you about stealing. It's a no. Quran chapter 5 verse 32 is about killing people. It is a no. You must tolerate others in their religion. There is no compulsion in religion. You have no reward for forcing anybody to accept your way of life. Quran 2 verse 256. It is endless, beautiful sections of the Quran. You now say you are a Muslim, you want to kill somebody, you are saying in the name of Allah, then you are not. A criminal is a criminal regardless of what clothes he or she wears. So, it will tell you, for example, I tell the person who committed the crime 1, the one who saw him committing it and refused to report. What number is that one? 2. Number 3, the policeman. You know what the policeman does? They facilitate the commission of the crime, though not all of them. As a lawyer, there was a time a robbery took place, and I was, part of those investigating it. Eventually, we arrested them and we got all what they stole. We got them to the station, and you know what happened? The following day, I saw 2 of those who were caught at the bus stop. Number 4 are the lawyers. There are lawyers among us here. Quran chapter 4 verse 105 to 112 forbids lawyers from representing those who damage the society. When do you become an advocate for those who are killers, who are robbers? That is ethics. The next group, they are the witnesses. They go to the court to bear witness to something they have no knowledge of, simply because they've been given their share. You find that Quran chapter 4 verse 135. It says, "So you will believe, be witnesses of God when you stand up for justice, whether it is against you or your parents or your kindred, or do not say because somebody is rich you support him, or because somebody is poor you want to testify against him." The next group, participating in ensuring that crime continues regardless of the ethical values in our statute books. They are the judges. Quran chapter 2 verse 188 tells you, "Do not consume people's wealth unjustly by receiving bribe." It is there, bribery, it is there, and ensuring the miscarriage of justice. Is it the absence of law or absence of righteous people to ensure the law is implemented? The last, of course, is the governor and the president. Because where the citizens decide to stand up for justice, the policemen decide to prosecute diligently, the lawyers decide to stand for truth, the judges, as in we have some judges who are truthful, refuse to collect bribe. Do you know that if this person is sentenced, the governor can set up a committee called the Committee on Prerogative of Mercy and say, this boy who has been sentenced to death should be set free? What an injustice. So that means every one of us here, I urge you, if you facilitate the release of a criminal, you will answer before Allah. It says, "Man yashfa shafa'atan sayyatan." Anyone who facilitates, someone has just killed seven members of the same family. The family is sad. Now you took your phone to ensure that that criminal is released. Your judgment awaits you. It's not funny. Lastly, my mother, this will be my last point. Professor, thank you for a good job. It's not easy to be a professor. God will continue to be with you. You know, when you want to demolish a paper, you first pray for the person. Now, the only challenge I have is my mother insists that we must sit down. You know, I'm not used to all this. You know, I'm a very young person. I should be running up and down now. Do you know what led to religion? There was never a time anything preceded religion. No, there was no life before religion. And I will tell you what led to religion, for you to know that all this definition and segregation, this type of religion, we are only jokers. Wallahi, we are jokers. What you need to know, you talk about custom, this is our culture, this is our culture. A Yoruba man will say this is my culture, Ghanaian will say this is my culture. Have you been made by a different maker? Have you not looked at your structure physiologically? Are you different from a Cameroonian? Truly. Is the way you have been made different from a Chinese? Culture is good. Don't mix culture with religion. Culture is good. Culture is the way you eat, is culture. Look at my mother, the way she dresses is culture. The things we have eaten here is culture. Yummy. Can they be respecting? Culture. Culture. That culture must bow. That culture must bow when you know what your Creator has prescribed. Because your Creator is one. If I ask all my mothers here and fathers, please speak out. You got here this morning by your own personal desire, yes or no? Did you get into your mother's womb by your desire? Did you choose to come to this world? Did you choose your mother? Did you choose your father? Did you choose your sex? Did you choose the design on your face? Did you choose your date of arrival? You are someone's choice. Your personal desires should disappear. You are someone's choice. That person is called your manufacturer. You are a product. If you give thanks to those who gave you 10,000, 10 million, those who gave you appointment, you need to lock yourself up in your room, look at yourself in the mirror, and begin to ask the most important questions in your life. This hand, who made it? This leg, who made it? The life inside me, who installed my nervous system? It is the search for the one who gave you that led you to gratitude. The desire to give gratitude is what led to religion. One led it as Shorifunti Odube, Kilorukwe. Yoruba ò fẹ́ kọ́ lọ́ṣà, Yoruba ò fẹ́ kọ́ pòun lọ́lọ́ṣà, bẹ̀ Yoruba ò farabalẹ̀ béèrè ta ló dá mi. Yoruba ò béèrè ta ló dá mi. Yoruba fẹ́ ṣẹ̀sìn. Kó tó lè mọ ẹni tó yẹ kó dúpẹ́ fún, wàá gbá rìsáàṣì ta ló fún mi láwọn nǹkan yìí. If you jump into giving thanks without finding out your benefactor, we are joking. I'm not here to preach religion. I'm here to tell you that no religion is a foreign religion. You need to get it straight. Calling NASFAT cults. Those are no cults. Associations in Niwon. Basheni Association of Permanent Secretary in Ogun State. If I get to a mosque now, I'm going to pray with NASFAT and sorry the same way. That's why I said I'm not blaming my father, but I just said that if you want to hear about Islam, let those of us who are Muslims come and tell you about our religion. And last point, when he said we should tolerate ourselves, when a Christian stands up in Nigeria and say my right is being violated, the system should be shut down until his right is restored. When Muslims cry, we are in a society where we are not supposed to be compelled. But there's a marriage registry that is built upon Christendom. You all know, marriage of one man to one woman to the exclusion of others, beautiful. And marriage registries exist to enforce that. And Muslims have been crying in this country for a Muslim marriage registry. And we say we do not know the reason for the chaos. Are they asking for too much? If we say no. If you are Hare Krishna in Nigeria, you can be permanent secretary. We all give equal freedom. Let people express themselves. Don't force a religious ideology on others. If I say my wife, last point, Lily, if I say my wife is going for NYSC, for instance, and in NYSC she covers herself, why must you force her to wear pants? Which is convenient for some ideologies. And she simply tells you, in my religion, I'm not allowed to expose my body. Does that stop her from being a successful surgeon in the theater? Does that prevent her from being a great advocate and serve our country? These are issues that policymakers have ignored and became extremists of a note without knowing. They make laws and policies without being sensitive to the ethical values of the people they claim to govern. I am sorry to have taken your time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abdul Karim. Well, I would have loved us to have another session with him, and then we can all argue. But he has made his point. We thank you for the encomium placed on the permanent secretaries and how they are always directed, but they are no longer directed now because they don't wear that toga anymore. We talked about mutual respect of different religions. And then you said the Constitution is perfect. I have read the Constitution, and I think you are a lawyer, sir. So he has read the Constitution too. He said the Constitution is perfect. It is those of us who are implementing the Constitution that are not implementing it properly. And he had talked about 7 different, is it 7, maybe 9. He talked about the criminals, he talked about those of us who witness crimes and don't talk about it. He talked about policemen, lawyers like himself, I think. He talked about witnesses, and I'm a lawyer too, sir. He talked about, he talked about participants, those who participate in crimes, and then judges, and then he went that, well, after all said and done, the governor or the president can reverse whatever decision has been taken. And he is now went into saying that culture is not religion. We know that our culture is not our religion. But our culture has values that are entrenched in us as children or as part of that culture. Like if you're Yoruba, as he said, you prostrate. It's a value that you must learn to respect, to honor, but it is not religion. Now, our culture teaches us values. And I think you deviated a little bit, sir. You went into marriage registry. I think with marriage registry, it is of choice. If you don't want to marry in the marriage registry, because the oath you take in the marriage registry is part of our constitution, which you had told us was perfect.
It's a Christian.
It's a Christian constitution.
Yeah, no, that oath.
No, sir.
You know you can marry 4 wives in Islam.
You don't have to go to a marriage registry. We all believe, we know that you can marry 4 wives as long as you can look after the 4 wives equally. I know there's a condition to it. You can love them equally. And I'm waiting to see that he-man who can love 4 women equally. Thank you very much, my brothers and sisters. It's been a nice day. We've learned a lot. We've enjoyed ourselves. And thank you very much for the lead discussant, the lead paper presenter, the discussants. We would like to see you again. Maybe take on another aspect of this topic. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yes, there will be session for question and answers. Prof, please. Prof, Dr. Abdulhakim, please, let's be back here. There will be questions from the audience.
Questions.
1, 2, or 3.
So we'll just take 2 questions so that we could get an answer. We'll take 2. Okay, sir.
Thank you very much for a very, very brilliant discussion. But I have a worry in that part of the reason why this topic was chosen has not been addressed, and this may be the only opportunity to talk with the representatives of culture and religion and get them to state their take on it. We are very religious people, but we are very, how should I put it, without putting it in a very adversarial way. We are very disobedient, very rude, and very antisocial people in our behavior. And this is without bias to the religious coloration of the individuals. You find a pastor, not even a pastor, a deacon or a normal citizen going for Bible study, and he gets to the red light and he beats the red light. I can say the same of his Muslim counterpart, okay? So our religious fervor does not translate to good social behavior. And it doesn't seem as if the avatars of religion or the leaders of religion think it is part of their duty to improve the behavior of our people on the social or in the public space and make our society more livable. And I think that's a very crucial dissonance between what you call our values have been eroded. We have them in theory, they're embodied in all the major religions, but they are not being practiced on the social plane. Is there anything that you think the leaders of religion can do to make those values, which are also incorporated in every one of our major religions, translate into good social behavior? Because our people behave very badly in society. The second thing that bothers me and that led to my support for this topic being chosen was we have large numbers or large groups of people in Lagos especially. Lagos has indigenous, but Lagos is also very multicultural in a way, because there are a lot of people in Lagos, which is a good thing and a bad thing. We have large numbers or large groups of people in Lagos who are disconnected from Lagos in the sense that they don't feel any sense of duty or engagement with it. It's not only Lagos that has that characteristic. This much vilified former Nigerian called Kemi Badenoch, who yeah, many people love to hate, and who has said a lot of very stupid things, has said one thing which is central to the message that she's preaching, that the only reason anybody should have for living in the United Kingdom is that you love the United Kingdom and you feel a sense of duty to it. Many people live in Lagos and they don't feel a sense of duty to Lagos. And this goes beyond the indigene, non-indigene issue. Anybody who lives in any place, whether you are an indigene or just a citizen, you are a citizen anyway, there must be something that you feel you owe that place in return for the ability to live in that place. I think this has been systematized in a very negative way in our environment, and many people live in. We have large pools of citizens of Lagos, whether they are indigenous or not, who feel disconnected from Lagos and feel no sense of duty towards Lagos, whether it is in terms of maintaining the law or improving the landscape or making the place better. Let's not even go the way of taxes. This is not about taxes. This is about some kind of commitment to the betterment of this place that I call my home. Whether it is where I come from or not does not matter. And that is happening, and that is lacking, and it's a more problem. But the angle I'm coming from is that because all of us are so religious, indigene or no indigene, don't the leaders of religion and the philosophers of our nation feel a sense of duty in trying to change that? That even if you don't come from Lagos, if you are living in Lagos, you have a duty and a sense of engagement with Lagos for whatever time you spend there to try to improve it, because that's the society you belong to. So those are parts of the picture of Lagos that I see that worry me. And I think those are elements of this that have not been addressed and that need to be addressed because they are crucial. We can go back into our religious divides, but this transcends religion in that two things. Religions have not improved our social behavior. Is there something that we can do to make that connection happen, to make part of what happens in the pulpits and in the mosques a message that you must behave better on the road? And then secondly, that we must engage with the society, whether you belong in that society or not. Just by the very fact that you live there, you owe it a duty to want it to be better and to participate in trying to make it better. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So we'll take one more suggestion.
Good afternoon, the discussant, lead paper, the chairman, and all of us. I have one problem, and the problem disturbs me a lot. The Nigerian society seems to have this hypocritical attitude. If you go through any streets, you'll probably see so many churches, maybe 5 churches, 5 mosques in a street. Even in a building, you can have MFM at the top floor, Redeem in the second floor, and maybe Anglican or Sele. But the wickedness in this society, as if we do not know the God Almighty that we call. There's so much wickedness, there's so much ritual killing, there's so much banditry, there's so much armed robbery going on, and you feel it. Are we truly religious, or we just use religious hypocrisy to cover up? Why are we so wicked? Meanwhile, we claim to be Christians, we claim to be Muslim, even the traditionalists. But there's killings, there's maiming, there's corruption. Just last night, there was a news that a former governor, a former speaker, stole 189 billion. And meanwhile, this governor is a Christian, or he's probably, I don't know, maybe an imam in his church, in his mosque. I cannot fathom it. I cannot even connect with it. Why are we so wicked, despite the so-called Christianity or Muslim thing that we profess? Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. So we take the last one. Chairman, ma. We take a last one from Mrs. Tyree. Sorry, ma'am.
Madam Chairman, the lead speaker, the panelists, I want to thank you, sir. I got everything, but the last panelist, I think he began his presentation with one quote. I can't recollect very well, but he's saying something like, religion is a complexity, or something to that effect. It's something that is not easy to fathom. Although they are eggheads, they try to, by reading book, by studying, by researching, and the rest of it. Now, back to Nigeria. We are not even talking Nigeria here, Lagos State. We have a problem. The last speaker said, in a street, my street, and then turn right and turn left, short streets. We have so many churches on Sundays in particular. When I'm going to church, you see them there, you see them. It annoys me when I see them. Some, they dress, the ladies, they like air hostesses, they stand in front of the place, a rented place, and so on. I said, what is all this? Sir, the last discussant, you spoke well, like a religious man of faith and belief. And by that, I stand by you. That we could stand and profess our faith and our belief. Yes, 100%. But there's much more to this issue, which I will humbly ask you and people of your religious status, understanding, and knowledge, not just in your own religion, others as well. We have a problem on hand here. We are doing all these things, we are professing it. And we have all this chaos, all these problems around us. And I would ask, sir, most humbly and respectfully, let the church, or is it Christianity, the Islam, or the people who profess it to us, let them face this one issue. That they have not made any impact on the social, these egghead people, structure or whatever. The social milieu. I was speaking with the presenter of the last something and telling him that social development or social whatever in universities, they are a total failure. I don't know what they do there. I told him, they are not making any impact. You study these things, you research them, you find them. You say, oh, they are in the records. They are in the records for who? Ordinary demographics, the way they are changing and the way they are going. When you research and you have information that could be helpful to people, release it on a regular basis. Have something, a platform where it is released. He said I should go to internet. I said, how many people can reach internet? So, sir, please try to convince the religions, your own, others that I know you will meet with. Go and face that one. Because it's these religions that have contributed to what is on ground now. Let's face that one. If it's by prayer, if it's by whatever we new religions need to do. Why are we like this? How have you come to this? In spite of what and what? If we have a Christian something here now, it's another thing. It's war. George. When they are talking now, you didn't. Simply, let me not go on and on. I'm simply saying, sir, go and face your job. Face your job. Period.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Tyre. Trust my sister. Dr. Ogun, Professor Laguda.
You want me to talk? I should talk?
Yes, please.
Okay. There is really nothing to say other than to thank the discussant. But I need to correct an impression. I am a philosopher of religion. I have license to interrogate all religions in the world. That is my training and orientation. To say I wrote a paper on ATR is a fallacy. You can read the paper when you get home. I will never disparage any religion or try to claim expert in what is not my religion. But then, if in my orientation, I'm going to talk of religion, thank God they didn't say Christianity, Islam, they said religion. I have to raise issue across board. And that is why I will never go to the Bible and say chapter 4, go to the Quran and say chapter 2. I will raise issues that we can see, like my brother said. And that is why when I was mentioning his name earlier, I said, I know him for religious activism. So I understand his response. But then I'm happy, thank you very much, discussant. They all agree that we have ethical values. Olodumare is still faithful. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Now, responding to the first question, and the first point you raised and the one that was raised by him, by Mr. Daudu, they are similar. That is, in spite of the existence of religious institutions, so many churches, so many mosques, you have crime out there. No one should blame any religious institution. You blame the government that fails to enforce the law. Because no religious institution has power of enforcement. No religious institution can arrest anybody. If any religious institution sets up a local prosecution team, it is illegal. So religious institutions can only preach. The pulpit and the member is only meant to advise. The family institution has failed simply because government fails to enforce the law. When the law is implemented, the imam will be in jail. That will deter the other imam who is likely to commit the same thing. The pastor will be in jail. We were all referring to what happened the last time. You dare not do that in a country where there are consequences. Let all of us be truthful. Our country has been turned into a land of no consequences. That is why you see crime in religious houses. That is why the street is full of vagabonds and criminals. Let religious institutions do their work, like my mother said. Let them preach. Let them encourage parents to bring up children. Let them encourage teachers. See children as yours. Instill values in them. And when they commit offense, let the government stand up to protect the society from their evil.
Thank you very much. Well, maybe I should add one more thing. Nigerians should be proud of themselves. You go to Ghana, we say Ghanaians are proud. They are very, very proud, and they have a right to be proud. They don't look down on themselves. We look down on ourselves. We have become a nation of beggars. Anywhere you go, people beg. Even people who are paid, they still beg. We don't have any pride. Until we start having self-pride, we'll be respected. I have a Ghanaian background, and I know my people are proud. But Nigerians should learn to be proud as well. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Can we please give the chairman